이해할 수 없어
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the WTBSpodcast. This episode is dedicated to the powerful boy group EXO and all of their glory. I invited amazing guests for this episode. So we're going to start off with Joseangel.
Hi, my name's Joseangel. I got into EXO during the war era, and it was just on my YouTube recommended. Then I watched Kpjaw, and that's kind of where everything went for me, at least.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ayo. I actually literally just got into EXO like 6 or 7 months ago, like a little bit before Tempo era. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I got into EXO probably the pre-debut era when they were releasing like all those teasers for the release of Mama. So yeah, I've been around since the beginning, which is pretty cool to see how they've grown from there.
And last but not least, Khamis.
Hey, I got into EXO relatively new as well. It was about Tempo era. I listened to their album and I really liked it, and from there on, just started to stand.
Wow. Okay. I am happy that everybody's here to assemble and talk about all the mess that we're about to get into. First, I wanted to ask, who do you think in EXO is going to have the next solo? Because obviously Chin was the first person to have a solo in EXO, which I actually am not surprised by that, but who do you guys think is next?
Baekhyun.
Baekhyun.
I wanted to be Baekhyun as well, yep.
Yeah, definitely. Solo-wise, Baekhyun, yeah.
Okay.
And people have been asking for a Baekhyun solo forever now.
Honestly, what would a Baekhyun solo sound like? What would that entail?
He said he's been listening to a lot of R&B lately.
Wait a minute! Baekhyun giving us a little soul, a little R&B.
Right.
I would literally disintegrate if that were
That Dean cover that he did was a period.
Oh my god. Like, I'm actually shaking. Obviously, my bias in EXO is Baekhyun, so I've always wanted him to really explore more of R&B and stuff, because I feel that's where he does shine the most, especially in songs like What Is Love and What If. Like, he was kind of like dominated, so I definitely would love to see that. I think he would also do well with pop R&B, kind of like giving us a little Justin Timberlake style stuff. Moving along, I guess I wanted to ask everybody what's their favorite album song. So I wanted to ask, like, what is everybody's favorite song from Mama, the mini album?
I like Mama.
Ooh.
Honestly, because Kai's like screamo rap in that song saved my life.
And I know everyone hates that song for some reason. Everyone that I've talked to doesn't like the song,
Which
but I
makes
really
no
like
sense.
it.
I love it.
Yeah, definitely to me, that's one of their most, besides Wolf, to me, it's like one of their most vocal heavy songs. So I would definitely say off this album would definitely be What Is Love, and it has been like my favorite EXO song like since the beginning. So I don't know, just nothing has beat that song for me.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna second What Is Love.
I recently got into that album, so I don't think I've listened to it enough times to like form a strong opinion, but right now I'm like obsessed with History.
History! Oh my god! Oh my god! Come on, Michael Jackson tease. Yeah, that's a really good song. Like, to me, like, it's not hard because I know What Is Love is my favorite, but like Mama and History have also been like songs that I really absolutely love from the album, as well as Machine and others. But yeah, so the next album is going to be XOXO. Now, this is definitely a fucking powerful album. So I'm gonna have to say my favorite song from this album is Black Pearl.
Yes.
Yeah, that song.
Yes.
Yeah, Black Pearl's kind of that song. And probably second to it is Heart Attack.
Okay, taste.
Yeah, I really like
Sungun Heart that.
Yeah, I really love those two songs a lot.
I'm also a big fan of Black Pearl. That one is just the biggest standout to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I obviously got into EXO quite late, but I really, really love Wolf. And I'd see tweets about how Wolf was like really bad and it's just noisy. So I listened to it without a lot of expectations. And then I just loved it, especially the live version. Whenever I listen to the live version, I literally like my soul just escapes my body.
Honestly, like my top two for that album would either be My Lady or also Black Pearl.
Is no one gonna talk about Baby Don't Cry? Or
Oh my
god! Oh my god! Wait a minute! That is a song.
Like, hold on.
I have to be the fakest person on earth. Wait, Baby Don't.
about to say.
Wait, okay, that's top three for me. Definitely.
Yeah,
Baby
definitely.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's one of the first songs after What Is Love like I actually listened to. XOXO was the album I got into after What Is Love. Yeah, this was like a pretty solid album.
Definitely.
Okay, let's see. After XOXO, it's going to be Overdose.
Definitely Moonlight for me.
I agree.
Moonlight.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Moonlight. That is wow, like the falsetto that they.
I was about to say that. He did that. Mariah's out of business.
Yeah, it's time for Mariah to pack her bags because that song like literally like did something to me. Second favorite would probably have to be Thunder.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree. Thunder
My
is
thoughts
amazing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Top three EXO songs, like Love, Love, Love is in there because I love that. The acoustic version that they released was also amazing. So I don't know, that song is just, oh, I just love the line, like just like earth, air, water, fire. Like, oh girl,
About to turn me into the Avatar in a second.
No, like that whole mini album was just absolutely insane. Like wow. Just an amazing era.
So after Overdose,
Exodus, let's go!
Oh my god.
this is I
Let's
will
just dive
literally
in.
debate with any of you hoes because this is their best album. They have yet to top it. Like
Period.
this is
And you are 100%
the
correct.
album. This is the album. I have to say this might come as a big shock, but I feel like What Is Love has always been my favorite song, but I think a song off of this album has definitely, I think, surpassed What Is Love for me. And
I wonder which one.
well, Sam, I want you to guess like what song do you think it would be? Because like What Is Love always has like a special place in my heart, but every time I hear this song, it just
Honestly,
really.
I mean, a part of me wants to say El Dorado, but then the other part of me wants to say What If.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite song right now from EXO, and it's been like this for a while, is What If. Like,
Yeah,
that is the most beautiful
Yeah.
song I have ever heard. Probably one of the best boy group songs I've ever heard in K-pop. Like, it's magnificent.
Nobody does R&B the same way that EXO does. Like they're just
Exactly.
completely on a different level.
or even SM people in general, just R&B and SM is two of the same. SM just knows how to like teach their artists how to do R&B. It's just, oh gosh, and they definitely show it with that song.
I want to say that my top three for this album is probably What If at number 1, El Dorado at number 2, and the number 3 is probably going to be Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
What's everybody else's top 3 songs?
I'll say What If, Hurt, and Call Me Baby because that's a classic.
Okay, I like that.
I would say Transformers up there. I love Transformers so much. I feel like when I was getting into EXO, I wasn't really sure, and then I heard Transformer and something clicked. I was just hooked.
I would probably say El Dorado, What If, and crap. I think the third one changes all the time for me. I would probably say, as of right now, the third one would be Playboy.
Playboy.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good one.
I'm gonna have to say it's What If, El Dorado, and same with Sam. The third one always changes for me, but right now it's Beautiful for me.
Ooh, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know that's a fucking perfect album. So after that, ooh, another great era. Oh my god. Monster and Lucky One.
Let me just say Monster Bacon real quick.
Yes!
Thank you
my
for
God.
saying that.
Like, I made sure, like, when I was finding, like, the pictures that I wanted to use underneath mine, like, I wanted Monster, because that's probably, like, my favorite photo shoot they've done for an album.
Yes.
I absolutely love Monster. Like, aesthetically, just everything is just powerful. Okay, so mine might be a little basic, but my favorite song is probably going to be Monster. From the moment I heard even, like, the leaked dance practice when it came out on Tumblr, I was, like, going crazy over it. Monster is probably 1. 2 is probably going to be They Never Know. And 3 is is gonna be Stronger. That's just how I'm feeling today. That's how I'm feeling today.
I would have to say number one, without a doubt, is White Noise. For me.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh.
think for the longest time, that one has actually been my number one EXO song. I think before they released Tempo. For whatever reason, White Noise just does something to me. It makes me go fucking insane. Second, I think will have to be probably Monster, I would say. And then number three, it always switches between Lucky One and One and Only.
Okay, that's pretty solid.
White Noise, definitely my number one. Then I would probably say They Never Know. And then once again, third one changes a lot. So as of right now, I'm just going to go with Lucky One because I personally think, I know Jerome likes to fight me on this. I personally think Lucky One is the superior title track. So sorry. I just like the vibe of it a lot better.
Wait, I'm actually kind of curious, like, where does everybody fall between the Monster versus Lucky One debate? How are we feeling? Like, Monster? Yeah, me too.
Monster, it just outsold.
Yeah.
Monster has that power. Like, if you can show anyone Monster and they'll be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. It's amazing.
Okay, I guess I'll just sit in my
Lucky One is a cute girl, though.
I was a big fan of Lucky One when I first listened to this album, but I think of recently I've just been leaning more towards Monster. But Lucky One always has a special place in my heart.
Okay then.
So with all three, it changes a lot for me. But right now, I really like Artificial Love.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I saw a fan cam of Sihan like dancing to it, and I was just like, oh my god. And then the other two, Monster, probably second or third. Second or third is basically interchangeable, and then White Noise.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Obviously Monster. I really like Artificial Love too, but I don't know if that quite makes it to top three. I'll say Stronger and White Noise.
Okay. I love everybody's top three. Let's see. What's after this is going to be... Oh, The War. Okay.
You guys, I'm gonna have to step out for this one.
Well, wait, before we get to The War, Jose, I wanted to troll you because I know how much you actually hate the song Cloud9. And I remember I used to troll you about that. Why can you explain to the audience, why do you hate Cloud9?
Because I do. Back then I used to like absolutely despise the song. Like I could not get myself to like even play it. Like I would next it immediately. But like now for me it's kind of like hard. The only songs that I really truly hate now that EXO has put out come from The War. I don't really hate any other song anymore.
Okay.
Cloud9, I think back then I just hated the production. I hated the beginning, like the distorted voices. And normally I'm okay with like that kind of production. But for whatever reason, when I first listened to it, I was just taken aback. I was disgusted. I was
God, just go. And what makes that funny, it's just so random, like Cloud9 of all songs, you get dragged like this.
Don't get me wrong. Like I hated a couple other songs on the album too when I first listened to it. Just not as much as I hated Cloud9.
Well, I'm glad to see that you've grown, you've evolved, you've had your Iyanla Van Zant moment. So, okay, The War. Now, this album for me, like, no surprise that I absolutely like was just completely against this. Like when I first heard it, I think I was just really like caught off guard by I don't know, like I don't even know like how to explain this album. I felt like when I was listening to the teasers, like I had an idea of how the songs are gonna go, and when I actually heard the full songs, it didn't go that way. So I was like, I think I was just really upset at that. I don't know. What I did want to say about this album is there's 3 songs in particular. I have a top 3 songs that I despise off of this album. I'm gonna let you guys. Okay, so it is The Eve, Coco Bob, and Diamond. Those 3, like, I want all 3 of them dead.
But
like,
Diamond
I have
slays.
mixed feelings about Diamond.
Wait, so many people are attacking me. Wait. Okay, one at a time. Okay, so what is everybody the most shocked about?
Probably The Eve, I think, because it was so popular with people.
It was, and I think it's a very sexy dance. Trust me, like looking at Bacon and Kai doing that, it was hot, you know. But like when I'm listening to the song, it's like I've heard EXO like body R&B. We've all heard it. That is their weakest R&B song by far. Like there's no really any strong climaxes at all in the song. Like it just really doesn't go anywhere. I don't know. I think I've already said what I didn't like about Coco Bob. I just don't like it. there's not really much more I can go into that. And then like with Diamond, um, well, Diamond was just a weird one for me when I first heard it. Like, I never really got into it after that. Like,
I feel like that's just another one of those songs where you either love it or you hate it. Like, I just don't see there being an in-between for it.
Right.
Because it's so, like, it is a very actually polarizing song because it kind of is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you whether you would like something like that or it just, like, puts you off as, like, a whole.
Yeah.
Which I understand. I remember your reaction to it. I knew as soon as that, like, weird-ass chorus hit and your face changed to just, like, pure disgust. And I'm like, okay.
I was so mad. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with that song as well, but I would definitely say I still give it a listen when it comes on, but it's definitely the track I don't like be like, I feel like listening to Diamond today. Like that just like never happens. So if it comes on, I'll listen to it, but it's definitely not like I'll choose that to listen to. So.
What I will say is I would probably say The War is probably their most experimental album, and usually I am a fan of being experimental, but I think with EXO I don't want them to experiment. I think I'm comfortable with their sound.
Because with you also you don't like, what is it called, like tropical
I don't like
style? So that's what this whole album was kind of that. So I understand why you dislike this album so much. To me also, it's definitely like my least favorite EXO album, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's just dead last.
Right. But for me, I think my top 3 for The War, I guess, okay, I'm going to say my top 3, and this is in no particular order now, is going to be Going Crazy, Touch It, and Chill.
Okay. Chill. Oh, wow. Okay. I felt like you didn't like Chill.
Yeah, I've learned to appreciate Chill. So yeah, that's...
Okay.
I really like this album.
Really? She's different.
So this is how it kind of went. When I was listening to their discography, I didn't go in order, and I put The War last actually, and I realized all the other albums kind of had like R&B soulfulness, and then The War kind of was more electronic, kind of more artificial in a way. But I kind of liked that because it like kind of sounds hypey. Kind of just liked it, and I really liked it. So if I had to pick a top 3, maybe Going Crazy, Kpjaw, which I know everyone really dislikes.
I'll kill you, bitch.
And The Eve. I feel like with Kpjaw, you either really like it or you just don't.
Yeah.
There's not really an in-between with Kpjaw. You're right. I do think it's so polarized. I feel like you either like it or you don't. So yeah.
Kpjaw, I will admit that at first I wasn't sure of it, but girl, like it just hits a certain way now. I don't know how to explain it, but like when it comes on, it's just like the shimmy Kpjaw, but like it just hits a different way now, and I love it honestly. So I would definitely say, are we also talking like power music added tracks or just strictly The War?
You can add the power music, I guess.
Like Boomerang, Sweet Lies, like they kind of they redeem themselves just a little bit with those added tracks. So
just a little bit.
Yeah, I would say the same thing from what I've heard so far as number 1 is Going Crazy. Like that one has definitely stayed on top for me since pretty much this whole time. So I would definitely say Going Crazy, What You Do, and then Touch It would definitely be my top 3, I would say.
Okay.
For me, so like I was saying, I pretty much like just got into EXO. So when I first watched the Kpjaw MV, I saw the dreads and I was like, interesting.
And you fell in love.
Yeah, obviously. I was like an Afro-Korean thing. I'm surprised no one has said Walk on Memories yet. I really love that one.
Walk on Memories is definitely... I don't know what to say about her.
That was a choice.
Well, like...
Making Walk on Memories was a choice.
It was a choice, and I think the reason why I'm saying that's just not their strongest. I don't know.
I mean, I can agree with that.
But, yeah, I can see why somebody would like it, of course, yeah.
Anyway.
Not to be shady, but continue, girl, continue.
You do you. I'm weak. Yeah, I'll say Going Crazy as well. The Eve and Walk on Memory.
I'm gonna say my number 1 is What You Do, and then number 2, probably Touch It. Okay. And number 3, I think I'm gonna say Going Crazy for number 3. I'm really at odds with this album because I think it's dead dog last for me in terms of like what EXO has released. You know, but the good songs on this album are really good, and the bad songs on this album are really terrible. That's what I think.
Yeah, like it's just if I were to get somebody into EXO, this would definitely not be the album I would sing to them.
No,
yeah,
absolutely
for
not.
sure.
I think it's just weird for me because it's also like the first album that I got got into, like Coco Bop is what got me into EXO. And with Waka Memories, like I really liked where they were going, but then I didn't like the part of the chorus they're like, do they? I despise that part so much.
Yeah.
And I thought the key change was just really random too. Like I normally love a key change, but that key change just seemed kind of off to me.
Yeah. But last but not least, we still have another powerful album, their most recent mid-length album, Don't Mess Up My Tempo.
I'm still recovering.
I
Still
know.
recovering.
This was definitely a solid fucking album. I was really happy, and like, I don't know, I felt like top threes like really changed a lot for me now that like it's had time to age a bit. So my top three, my number one is Bad Dream. I think that's absolutely the best song off of this album for sure. Number two is probably going to be Damage, and then number three. Oh, are you surprised by that? Yeah, Damage is number two, and then number three is kind of interchangeable. I would probably say it's a tie between Sign and With You.
Oh my god, I'm not even joking. That was literally the exact top three I was thinking.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know, like this album, like I had a lot to work with. Like they said, let me bring Jerron back in our good graces again. So yeah, I have no complaints for this album.
I feel like with this album, the more you listen to it, you always find something different of the songs that kind of makes you resonate more towards them. Like with Damage, every time I'd listen to it, I'd always find something different with it.
Me too.
Like something more.
Yeah.
And then it just like slowly climbed up my favorite list.
Yeah, because Damage wasn't in my original top three, but like when I kept hearing it, I'm like, oh shit, like this song really slaps. So yeah, I really like it. I really like it a lot.
You know, I really liked Universe, but after the war, I was just very scared about like what I was gonna hear from this album. And I was just like, I hope that they do so much better, and they did, and I was really happy to hear that. I think my top three in number one is definitely without a doubt Bad Dream. The song is just perfection. Number two is With You. Actually, for the longest time, With You was my number one, but Bad Dream overcame that.
Yeah.
And then
I can see why.
And then number three, I think it's tied between Ooh La La and Gravity.
Okay.
And then, just to spite you, Jerome, Damage is actually my least favorite.
I knew the moment I said Damage, like the way you responded to that, I was like, oh, that must be your least favorite song or something.
But I don't think it's a bad EXO song. I don't know, for whatever reason, it just seems a little too...
Is it too heavy on production? Because I think
it's
that's
too
why
mask for me.
Well, as masculine Dom trade, I think, I don't know, like I really like it. And I think it reminds me of something off of Stomp the Yard. So maybe that's why I like it. And like, that's a really black ass movie if you guys don't know.
Honestly, like 24/7 was my number one for the longest time.
I remember that, yeah.
No joke. Like what hit my number one just recently was With You.
Really?
I don't know why. That song just, it hits so much differently now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I was like literally listening to it in the car, and I was like, okay, hold on. I'm like, where did this come from? I don't remember it sounding like this.
Right.
So I would definitely say With You right now is my number one, and then temporary top three would be With You, 24/7, and then Oasis.
Okay.
But then I don't know, because Tempo, I kind of want to put it in there, but I don't know. There's just something that's holding me back from putting it even in my top three.
Right.
Even though it is the song that literally no other K-pop idol has done before. Right. It's just no other K-pop group has even touched a song that sounds like this. So
yeah, that acapella bridge was kind of everything.
It was wow.
Yeah.
My top three, I have a soft spot for Gravity because I just love that song, and it's Baekhyun's favorite song.
Yeah.
And Bad Dream, With You also like really just started to grow on me.
Right.
Because of like Chanyeol's and Taehyun's rap. So I'm gonna say that one for my favorite one.
Okay, I love it.
Period love.
Period. Okay, so now that we finished their discography, let's get into the messy questions.
Oh
now,
gosh.
I guess like what's everybody's top three EXO albums then?
I can do a top five. Not a top three.
Okay.
I think the number one for me is obvious because it's the only album that I can listen through without wanting to skip anything. I mean, like, I'll listen to some of their albums all the way through just to do it, but like, the one album that I can definitely just not skip anything ever is Exodus. Like, 100%. Number two, Tempo, I think is a good second place, just because there are a couple songs on tempo that I wasn't a big fan of. And then number 3, I'm gonna have to go with, we haven't really talked about this one, but Universe just is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Universe is really
Universe
good.
was great. I loved Universe so much. I love Been Through was just, oh my god. There's not really any song on there that I don't like. So I think that one is also in my top 3. And then everything else is kind of just, I like all the other ones decently. XOXO is good. I think just the bottom 2 for me are The War and Exact.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I think for me, my number 1 is Exodus. My number 2, probably Overdose. And then like number 3 would probably be Miracles in December.
So top 3, number 1, Exodus, obviously. 2, Overdose. And then 3, I would have to say this actually solidified itself pretty recently. I would have to go with Exact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With me, my first one would probably be Exodus.
Yeah.
And then second would probably be Lotto. And then Tempo.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna say Don't Mess Up My Tempo, Universe, and Exodus.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I like everybody's rankings, but nobody had The War as number 1. Why is
You
that?
do though. I thought you do.
Oh, you're right. I actually. Let's see. I wanted to ask, what is everybody's absolute favorite title track from EXO?
Oh, God.
Of all time. Of all time.
Mine's probably a tie. So I really, 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 really love Call Me Baby. Like,
Yeah.
that song is just something else. And I really like Love Shot as well. I used to actually really like Tempo. Tempo used to be like number 1. And then I kind of listened to all their other title tracks, and then Tempo just dwindled down slowly.
Yeah. My top 2. Okay. For title tracks, it's like a tie between Overdose and Mama. I really like those 2 songs a lot. I know, right? Those were like always the 2 standouts for me. I fucking love that. And like Overdose is so hip hop, and then you have like Mama that's so experimental. So it's like everything I love, but like split in 2. So it's like hard for me to choose. But I will probably just go with Overdose because I had to come around to Mama versus like Overdose. I immediately liked that one because the screamo part in Mama kind of threw me off, but I actually love it now. Like I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna do Call Me Baby. Call Me Baby. Call Me Baby.
Call me baby. Come on, Carly Rae.
Call Me Baby, and then Monster.
Okay.
Those are just tied.
What the fuck? Monster's like number 3 for me. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I gotta. It's hard. It's hard.
I'll also say Call Me Baby and Monster.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm having a mental breakdown thinking about this. Fuck. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to say Mama is my number 1.
Ooh.
That song that was insane. Like for that to be a debut of a group is just like absolutely insane.
Right.
And then I'm probably going to go the same with Duran Overdose.
Okay.
I would say Overdose is my number 2. Number 3, I want to say Wolf, but at the same time, I feel like I like the live version of Wolf better, like the concert version. So I probably got to not say that one because technically it's not like the original title track. So
like Growl is really amazing too. Like it's hard.
Fuck, see, this is like why did you ask this?
Sorry.
Crap. I'm probably going to say Call Me Baby is my number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, can I motion something really quick?
Yes.
Are we gonna talk about CBS? I'm a little offended that we're not gonna talk about
Wait, can we talk about Blooming Days era?
Yeah,
because that was one of the best albums of all time.
Okay, yeah, we can. Let's go into it. Okay, my favorite song off of Hey Mama has always been Rhythm After Summer. Yes! But my absolute favorite from this album is Juliet. That's my top 2.
Okay, so I will say this. Blooming Days was an amazing album, but how I see it, Blooming Days was the superior title track between the 2 albums, but I feel like as the superior album, for me, it's still Hey Mama. I don't know what it is. It was just better to me in some way, but I would say Hey Mama would probably be the same, Rhythm After Summer.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I really love Rhythm After Summer and The One.
Ooh, The One.
Oh,
I
yes.
love The One.
The One.
Yeah.
The choreography is so good.
Blooming Days, I'd probably say, honestly, I would just have to be basic and say the title track.
Yeah, I remember my favorite song off of Blooming Days was definitely Playdate.
Oh.
Yeah, I really love that song. I also really like Lazy too.
Yeah.
Lazy is amazing.
Yeah, those are like my top 2.
There is nothing. I think top EXO CBX song, Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams is really good too. See, I think See, like, I wish, like, okay, if I could make the perfect EXO CBX album, I would, like, get rid of Monday Blues and Thursday and, like, add Rhythm After Summer and Juliet, and that would have been the best album of all time.
No, I agree with you in getting rid of Monday Snooze, but Thursday?
Monday Snooze? Have you lost it?
Thursday?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I think Thursday was, like, my least favorite.
Oh. And see, my least favorite was Playdate.
Was it?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How?
It just was?
It's because I knew you liked it.
Clearly. You're a slut. What the hell?
I didn't really enjoy CBX that much.
Oh.
But if I had
Police?
I really like Rhythm After Summer and Juliet.
Okay.
The title tracks were definitely different to kind of what I was expecting from them when I heard the kind of lineup with the subunit.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Something about it just wasn't clicking.
That's interesting. I'm glad that I'm getting like so many different perspectives on it because I mean, hey, like not everybody has to like the same thing, but yeah. Well, then, if you guys had to create a perfect subunit in EXO, what would it be?
Oh my god.
Okay, is this like in terms of full package or like vocals or dance?
It's whatever you want it to be, and you could just explain why.
In my wildest dreams, I want to see Kpjaw, Suho, Baekhyun, and Chanyeol. Just cause.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just cause I love them so much and I love their voices. I think their vocal tones are my favorite out of the entire group.
It's interesting that you say Chanyeol because like I don't know like if people like really like realize Chanyeol's like a good vocalist, but he is.
He is.
He is.
So
every time I hear him
I love his
singing
voice.
on an album, I literally just melt. Oh my god.
I kind of want him to hit me over the head with that guitar, honestly. Like he's kind of that fine, honestly.
His station song was really good too.
Yeah.
I liked it, yeah.
My ideal subunit would probably be my top 3 biases, which is like Baekhyun, Lay, and Dio. I would like them to like be like an R&B soul, giving us like very like hot times or like songs like that. Very SM, the ballad, just like really heavy, like strong ballads and like vocals and stuff like that. I guess another cool unit would be Kai, Chanyeol, and Sehun.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll let you explain that with it.
No, because that's been a unit that everyone's been basically like begging for is the 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, from what I've seen, Chanyeol and Sehun are doing something right now. I think they might be the next subunit. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I can definitely see those 3 definitely doing something, but honestly, that's such a hard question. I would want to see Kai, not just because of his performance, because I generally, honestly, really love his voice. I would love to hear him more, honestly. I would probably pair him with Chanyeol, and then I'm gonna throw Dio in there as well, because I feel like all of their deep voices would just mesh well together for me. That would just be like a total ear fuck, honestly, and I would just, I want to hear that like literally grace my ears, honestly. So like I feel like no matter who you pair together, it would just honestly be amazing.
Right.
When I think of like vocals and how they would mesh well, for like Hyungsu, Baekhyun, and Kai, kind of with a Playboy kind of concept, I feel like that would sound really good.
Yeah, it really would be actually.
I'm gonna second the Sky subunit. That will give me a lot of to see them together. Sehun has been posting like a lot of, I don't know what like spoilers are coming ahead, but it's like him and Chanyeol. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So I wanted to also ask everybody because obviously like I think this is something I've been talking about in like majority of my podcast episodes when it comes to the K-pop ones at least is like the companies and like how they treat their artists and like how do you all feel about the way SM has been handling EXO?
They deserve better.
Yeah, just there's so much you can say, honestly. As of right now, I feel like it's pretty obvious who they're favoring right now. And look, I have no problem with NCT. I really don't. I literally just saw them in concert and they were absolutely amazing.
Kidding.
Oh.
I don't know. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, elaborate, Khamis.
So this is gonna get messy, and I'm probably gonna get called out. But I feel like EXO have so much potential, and they're kind of putting all their focus into NCT. Even with EXO, there's Red Velvet. They're not really pushing them as much as I feel like they could be, and they're giving a lot of attention to NCT despite them not giving the results that Red Velvet and EXO do. And I kind of feel like it's unfair when a group is doing good and they're not being pushed.
Like you guys said, I love NCT too, but that being said, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of NCT content, like them in America and them doing like all of this fun stuff and touring, and EXO silence.
Yeah.
And like they just had this comeback that was huge, like sold 3 million plus worldwide, and we didn't get like anything.
God, oh, that makes me so mad just thinking about it, honestly.
Okay, but then,
I feel like I know people like to say on Twitter, like, oh, well, we got this like V Live show, and then we got like this, and I'm like, okay, can we go back to Growl promotions, like talking about how many live stages they had, the amount of like promoting they did compared to what they have now. I honestly was just like, okay, if they knew Schumann was going into the army, I would have expected them to be like, okay, let's go out with a bang before he has to go in. But no, it's like they literally just went silent and didn't do jack shit. I don't know. It just makes me so mad because I feel like I would have loved to see all of them on tour like one more time. The fact that that never happened, I was just so mad. Oh my God.
And I feel like they could be a lot bigger with proper promotion.
Yes, honestly. Oh my gosh. I feel like they would do so good out here, honestly. And it's just, I feel like SM is just so focused on like Korean popularity, even like the Japanese popularity as well, I would think. But mostly they just keep them like in their homeland. And I don't know, it's just like, I understand it's like NCT's concept. Like I get it, but like look at the results. Like you need to look at like what the people want, honestly. And it's just
literally,
they just don't care. Honestly, I'll just close to that. They just really do not care about international fans at all.
I feel like there's a double-edged sword to that because although obviously I want them to expand, I feel like they should have been promoted internationally a long time ago. So to do it now would kind of be a bit odd, especially since they're all going into the military quite quick.
Yeah.
I feel like that's SM's fault mostly though.
So I'm gonna say like my rebuttal to like everything is that I do agree with everybody. Like I do think SM has been focusing on NCT. To me, I really love NCT, so I just cannot shade them. But what I will say is that I do think that NCT promoting in America, it does make sense because they are on the younger side, I guess. Yeah. And so like to battle up against like BTS, I understand what they're doing with NCT. I do. But the problem is NCT is not having the same sales as Red Velvet, as EXO. No, they are probably the worst sellers from their brother and sister groups. So, and I think that's the problem. EXO, could they promote in America? Probably. Do I think it would make sense now? No. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
It doesn't.
So I think they have, I don't know, I just feel like they're kind of above that. I think they're above Western validation. Would it hurt for them to do it? No. But like, I don't know, I just feel like BTS, no shade. Well, yes, shade. I don't care. I'll shade them. Yeah, I'll shade BTS. I guess they need it. They need the validation. I get it. They're the number one boy group right now, whatever. But like, I don't know, like, I just feel like it's just so beneath EXO because they proved everything that they needed to prove. BTS, to me, they have not. So, I don't know.
Like, all I would say is, I guess from SM, I don't want them to come out here, go on like fucking Good Morning America. Like, I don't care about that bullshit. I don't care. So what I care about is I want them out here. Like, I want to see them in concert. Like, that's all I care about.
I feel like Stans just makes the most random, weirdest comparisons ever just to have more talking points. It's like, oh my God, you can talk about who you think is better in terms of musicality, in terms of sales, blah, 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 but you can just stop there. Like, why do we have to continue on? Just listen to the fucking music. Oh my God.
Yes, shut the fuck up. Shit. I think this wrapped up yet another great episode. Obviously, I enjoyed having each and every single one of you guys. I do appreciate you guys taking time to join me for this episode.
Stan EXO, Stan Talent Tree. I mean...
I think what I liked a lot is it was just unanimous that Exodus is their best work.
Period.
And so, whoever started that poll a long time ago where people were like deciding which album was the best and y'all hoes were voting The War.
The War. I remember that. No, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
This is for you.
This is for you, ho. So yeah, with that being said, everybody say bye.
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 내 마음이 느껴지니 나를 감싸는 유연 너만의 savior. Oh, 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 oh. 싶어 완전히 다른